Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to the Monday episode. It's Easter Monday, or let's say the Easter after Monday. I'm in the UK on holiday with my family, but I'm here tuning in to give you what I need, what you need, and hoping that this will give you some benefit today. So we're going to talk today about another tool that I use for me, that I use personally every single day, that helps me break the survival mode, which it creates perceived danger pain and lots of chronic symptoms, had created lots of chronic symptoms in my body. Um, Chronic pains and chronic dis-ease. And I teach this to my clients and help. It really helps to soothe our nervous system, and it really helps to bring a sense of safety and even activate the thrive brain. So we have a survival brain and we have a thriving brain, right? And usually in our everyday life, our chronic life, it's very triggering for our body. So by starting to build the muscle of activating the thrive brain, this is through research, positive intelligence, the positive intelligence group of researchers, um, to create a sense of safety in the body so that the perceived pain, danger pain, can be released and can bring harmony to the body, and the disease and symptoms can be released. Okay, so this is called it's a very I'm going to give it to you tomorrow as a gift, the MP3, so takes you through this process. But I'm just going to give you the general background of it today, and so that you can actually start to use it in your bring it into a habit into your daily life. As I've been talking to you about, now we have to take responsibility for the symptoms in our body as a signal that our body is not happy. It's not the light is very, very bright outside, so I'm sorry about the funny picture. uh, it's creating a sense of safety in the body, which will help to ease the pain and your symptoms. Okay, so I'm a licensed practitioner of positive intelligence. You can go and check it out. It helps people bring. It's in also used in business, in the business world, but also in the healing world, that helps to create build performance or better performance, but also well-being, physical, mental, emotional factors of happiness and well-being in the body, right? So we have to take responsibility. I keep telling you this as well, for the soothing of our nervous system. We live in a chronically triggering world, just the way that we live. Constant pings from phones, negative news, lots of light pollution, lots of toxins, all of these things are very triggering in our body. So we are actively we're out under siege the whole time. And then of course the internal environment as well, that we are creating for ourselves every single day with our emotions that we have. Majority of us are having, majority of the time, or many times during the day, sad, deep, negative, chronic triggering of negative emotional spiral, which is creating sadness, grief, fear, anxiety, and anger. And shame being in kind of, I've been talking about that as well. So shame being in the kind of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of disconnection, ultimately from tribe. So we have to start creating habits in our lives that counteract those triggers, or counteract those, the lifestyle that we have, right? So we have to start taking responsibility for that. And what you know we've conditioned our brains to be hooked by, by the the thought patterns or the thoughts that we have, or chronic emotions that we have, and this thought feeling state that we create in our bodies literally triggers the physical response in our body, the release of cortisone, and other stress-related chemicals, hormones, neurotransmitters, and the pathways for those which create the dis-ease in our bodies. So we have literally taught our body to go down every train of thought and every train of emotion that we have, and we don't really realize that we don't have to do that. We can just say that's the thought train that I am just literally not going to I'm going to stop going down. But it's not as easy as that, because of course it's wired into us. It's literally, there's a highway in our neurology, and because we use it all the time, it's like default state, and so the fight, flight, freeze response is kind of like in a default state, and all the thought patterns and emotions states that create those physical responses in our body is kind of like a habit as well, right? So this is a very, very simple and very easy technique that you can use to create harmony, peace, relaxation. It's in the body. It's soothing to the nervous system. It's soothing to your emotions. You can use it when you're triggered, and you can use it as a prevention for being in a less triggered state in general. So I use it every single day, and I teach this to my clients. And it's helped them to relieve chronic symptoms and chronic pain. So when we activate, it's kind of like the survival brain, the fight, flight, freeze response is, the reason why we have these chronic states of pain most of the time, right? It's the majority of the reason for that. But when we can start to activate our thrive brain, or our brain which is more to do with empathy, compassion, creating feelings of gratitude, curiosity, it's very tied in with creativity, calming, clear-headed, open focused, rather than focused in on the the really, really minute focused fight, flight, freeze, because the outside, that's what we've been trained to do, so we can see what the danger's coming from. So it brings our focus down to there, and we can't see anything else. So the thrive brain, or the alternative to the survival brain, is helping to see bigger picture. It creates more awareness of our situation, so we can see things more clearly. And it also creates a release of endorphins and counteracts the negative effects of stress-induced cortisol. So it's called something very, very simple called sensory exploration. It's a tool, like I said, that I use every single day, and I share with my clients, and has helped them very, very much. It can be as simple as 10 seconds. So we're building this muscle of bringing ourselves back to a calm state when we are triggered, like I said, or when we're just as a prevention. So building this muscle will help us be less triggered and less in stress throughout the day. And like I said, it's it's a muscle that you can build. So it's because of the neuroplasticity of our brain. If once we are on that highway, it's kind of difficult. It's a groove. So it's more difficult to not go down that highway of stress response when we get triggered by the same thing. So we're actually building a kind of pathway, another neural pathway, so we can help ourselves when we're to build a crossroads, basically. So we're diverting the traffic by building this muscle of soothing in our body. Do you see what I mean? I hope I'm explaining that clearly. So you can do this literally from a 10 second, so 10 seconds to up to as much as possible, obviously, but you can do from 12 seconds to 10 minutes per day, or 5 minutes, 3 times per day is the ideal, to build this muscle and to build the neural pathways to soothe. And this helps to break the circuitry and wire in new circuitry from the survival brain into the more focused, calming, soothing, nervous, thrive brain. So those are the two kind of aspects. And like I said before, we can't be in both. We're either or, right? So this is really, really important. So yes, if I have anything else to say about that, it helps to bring in a sense of clarity and building the muscle. Yeah, it's like a battery. You're building the battery of resilience and calmness and soothing in your body. Excuse me, into your body, so that we can then calm, soothe the nervous system and bring a safety back to the body, which dials down the perceived danger. Perceived danger creates the stress response, and the chronic symptoms are a signal of that. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to share with you the MP3. I'm going to guide you through the process. It can be a 5-minute process, it can be a 10-minute process, and a 15-minute process. So you can, stop it. I'm going to probably share with you, parts of it, so you can have the 5 minutes, you can have a 10 minutes, and then you have a 15 minutes, depending on how much time you have. So that would be really, if that's something that you would like, come and join me tomorrow. If you like my channel, please subscribe. This helps the information that I share for chronic pain sufferers to start thriving and build habits so that they can take responsibility for their healing and get out of chronic pain and chronic symptoms. So with that, I'll love you and leave you. And tomorrow I'll share the beautiful guidance tool through the sensory awareness, sensory exploration. See you tomorrow. Bye.